Hey guys, Bella here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my first year in the Amazon Influencer Program. So it feels like only a few weeks ago I was frantically looking up YouTube videos trying to figure out how this program worked, and there was virtually no information about it. So I wanted to be that information source for you guys and talk to you a little bit about what has been successful for me. I can proudly say that I now have over 1,000 videos uploaded. My first videos were posted on August 9th and I was approved for on-site commissions. So after that I started basically going crazy reviewing everything in my house. I think it's important to know that at this time I didn't understand the strategy behind what products I should be reviewing. I really didn't even understand the commission structure, the difference in products in the clothing category versus the video game category versus the lawn and garden category, which is actually now one of my favorite categories because it's 4% commissions. So what I want to talk to you about is exactly what has been going on for me in the last year, how my business has evolved, what things are working for me, what are some of the things that I stopped doing, and overall, what do I think is going to be the outcome for the next year in the Amazon Influencer Program. I will get into my revenue and talk to you about the growth because the first month I think I was around $27 and last month I think I was around $1,200. So it has taken quite a bit of time to get to that level, but I think that now that my video catalog is getting bigger and bigger and I'm getting more partnerships with people, I'm able to start getting more leverage as far as like how my name is perceived in the Amazon influencer community. My videos on YouTube, I created a separate YouTube channel called Bella Reviews, which is now being used to direct traffic from YouTube to Amazon. I also started implementing Genius links, which is a way to deep link a product. So whenever someone clicks a product on their phone, it typically opens in a browser where they're not signed in. So with Genius links, it does allow them to open it up directly into their Amazon app where they're already signed in. So hopefully I'm going to lose out on less commissions and convert more customers using Genius links. That's a pretty new development for me. Some other developments include taking time to really analyze the creator connections campaigns that I joined. I'll be honest, in the beginning I was just so amazed that people would send me stuff for free that I was clicking any and everything that I could get, and I was bombarded with crappy products. I don't want to insult brands, but to be honest, I should have looked into the data a lot more than I did. Thankfully I'm now using Oink for influencers, and that has saved me so much time because it literally tells you on the page whether or not a product is selling, how many units it's selling. So if it sells 100 per month or 1,000 per month, you're going to get that data up front so that you can say yes or no to different campaigns. Oink has really helped me by making things a little bit more strategic in the products that I'm picking. I'm honestly thinking long term about the videos that I make, like how is this going to perform? Is this a one-hitter quitter? Is this something that's going to have a longevity to it? Especially in terms of like products that are trendy for a moment. The moment is over pretty quickly, so I don't want to take up too much time with those videos. And speaking of the time that I'm taking, so I take a lot less time now to edit and film my videos. Typically what I'm doing in my editing now is cutting the video, basically making it faster, and that has really helped me to kind of get those videos out. And I will always make my videos 1.2 speed at least. This video that you're currently watching is 1.1 speed, so whenever I record it I just automatically go in and put the extra speed. It just kind of makes the video more snappy, and I know that I talk slow as a southerner, so I have to make sure that my videos are continuing to be engaging. I do have a free guide for how you can make videos. It's like a little script and you can quickly see how I make my videos. So if you want it, I'll put the link to it in the description below. It's just like a one-page PDF. If you're struggling with where to get started in making videos, like you feel like you don't know what to say, this is a good way to kind of get past some of those hurdles. So of the 1,000 videos that I have done, 382 of those are from creator connections campaigns, which means that the brand sent me the product for free. Now I began tracking everything on a spreadsheet, and I recommend that you do the same. My Excel spreadsheet has the product name, the product ASIN, the date that I uploaded the video, a commission link, so basically an Amazon affiliate link to the video. Now I use Genius links, but either way, a link to the video, and then I also post whether or not I bought the product, like where it came from, what I paid for it, if I did pay for it, which is really rarely the case, but also whether or not it was part of a creator connections campaign. So basically keeping track of all that information helps me see if I need to find something later on, or say like, have I already worked with this brand? If so, I can repitch them and say, hey, I already made a video for this product, I want to review this product. That's actually something that I do pretty often because I've got brands that I just need to circle back to because they come out with new products constantly, and I know that if the campaign performed well for me, then there's a good chance that I'll want to review other products from that brand. So if you're a beginner, I just want to encourage you to check out Creator Connections. You do not need to have a huge catalog. I would recommend at least getting 100 videos up before you start requesting things. I received my first free product within 6 weeks of being an Amazon influencer, so you do not have to have this huge library of content to get started with free things. Right now, I believe there's over 300,000 different campaigns for Creator Connections, so that's just an infinite amount of stuff that you could possibly get to review, not to mention the things in your home, your friends and family's home. If you ever go to an Airbnb or a hotel, there is so much that you could be reviewing. Right now, I'm at an Airbnb in the Florida Keys, and I have taken advantage of being here. I want to make sure that I review the television, any of the appliances, like the air fryer, the toaster, all of those little things in this Airbnb that I don't have in my house, because I want to make the most videos that I can possibly make to cast a wide net. Now, there are a lot of people who put a lot of time and effort into their videos, making them as long as 4 and 5 minutes long. I feel like the videos that have been performing best for me are very short. Like, I'm talking 30 to 45 seconds. And I've noticed that whenever I look at the carousel, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but typically what I'm seeing is really short videos that are performing best in the carousels. And I'm noticing that the longer videos are getting pushed down. Even some of my long videos that I think I put a lot of effort into, the customer just doesn't have that attention span. And I also think that there's something to giving somebody too much to think about. You really just want to hit the high points of something and then move on and do your next video. So not taking up too much time is something that I've really been trying to work on for moving forward with my AIP business, because I really overthought it. I know that's hard to believe, like I literally overthink everything, but I was putting way too much effort into like researching the product, like doing all of this stuff, like taking, if it was a supplement, like taking it for 2 weeks and like starting to think about like how it was affecting me. I'm sorry, but there's just not enough time in the day to do that for every single product. And so I've cut a lot of that nonsense down, and I've noticed that it really hasn't greatly impacted any of my commissions. So if you're looking for products to review, I don't think that I will ever really run out of products, because there's so many different resources to get products. You can also just literally go to like your library and check out books. There's certain things that you can do to get like fill-a-bags at yard sales and stuff like that, or you're looking for like discount stores. I personally go to an Amazon liquidation store that has tons of stuff that's like 90% off of retail, so I'll just buy stuff like that. I'll also buy stuff that I need personally, but if I'm going to buy it off of Amazon, I try to be strategic about the listing that I'm buying it off of. One of the ways that I'm also saving time is the Oink extension automatically accepts campaigns for me. So every day in the morning, I run this basically software that tells me whether or not there's an active campaign going on for something that I've already made a video on. And if there is, it automatically accepts it for me. I would encourage you to look into Oink for influencers. It is a really, really good program. If you use code Bella, you'll get $20 off. So I really think it's worth it. It has helped me a lot in my business. And they have a free Facebook group as well, so I would definitely check that out. That has really added to my revenue, because I was missing campaigns because I just wasn't aware of the fact that they existed. After you have 1,000 videos, it's impossible to manually check that many videos, and so you have to step it up and get some kind of software in order to succeed with an Amazon business like this. I'm pretty familiar with having to buy software from being in the Amazon FBA game for so long, but with this I wasn't sure like whether or not it was going to work, and I can honestly say it has changed the way that I think about this business. I really think it's about your time management skills when it comes to Amazon influencer, and it also is about your ability to persuade and negotiate, because a lot of the times sellers are asking you to do things that you should not be doing. For example, making free videos when the seller is reaching out to you. If you reach out to the seller, that's a different ball game, but if they're reaching out to you, that means they've seen your work, they think it's good quality, and they're asking you for something. So in my opinion, I don't charge any less than $50 per video that I produce, because I produce high quality content and I know the value of it. You really have to know your worth in this game, because the people ask you, I want to obtain the rights to it, I want to post it on my page, blah blah blah. So you need to get clear and identify what your goals are with this business, because it is exciting when someone wants to work with you, but that doesn't pay the bills. And so unfortunately, I've told someone, I can't pay my bills with your product. I appreciate your product, but there's no way to convert your product really to money unless I resell it, which is a whole different thing. But there's no way for me to get paid unless you give me money. So it's like I can't work for free. So it's typically I'll say something along along the lines of, unfortunately, due to time constraints, I'm not able to do unpaid collaborations at this time. This is my rate. If your budget changes for your brand, feel free to reach back out in the future. I don't say anything rude. I just keep it kind of light and casual and say, hey, I'm not willing to work on this for free. I have too much going on in my life to just give you content for free. So make sure that you know your value when it comes to producing content. I am so amazed at the brands I've been able to work with, brands that I thought that only like celebrities could work with. I've been able to work with brands like Pacifica and Olay, and just so many brands that I thought growing up that were only like the Jennifer Anistons of the world could work with these brands. And I'm just like a chubby little lady living in Alabama, and I've been able to work with some big brands. So that's been really cool to witness kind of like the transformation of how this is working for me, and how my speaking skills have gotten so much better. My persuasion has gotten better. I've started to think like a creator more and more, and I've started to think like a brand. Like, what does a brand actually want when they're asking for a video? A lot of brands want a tutorial. Some brands want to see a person enjoying the product, see the like use of the product. For example, I review a lot of gardening things, and so I would literally put like a time lapse of me gardening or growing a certain seed, showing a tomato that I grew from seed. All of those videos require a lot of effort, and so those really set me apart from the competition. So I want to get into the numbers because I'm sure you guys want to know like whether or not I think that this is worth it. To be honest, this is the way I feel about being an entrepreneur. I could have easily went and got a job and made much more money, but I chose to spend my time on this, and it is what it is. So my average for the last 12 months revenue was $571 a month. That's my average per month. So that is, and I give the average because I want to show you kind of what that looks like in terms of growth over time. Now, in terms of since I started, I've made $6,800. That's a rounded number, but that is just the amount that I've made. That doesn't include any of the product value of the free products that I've gotten. So that there's just tons of stuff that I've gotten for the house, lotion, shampoos, moisturizers, different food products, all kinds of gifts for my friends and family, tons of like gardening supplies, bird feeders, everything you can think of, I have gotten it for free. So that's been one of the, I guess, like job benefits, if you want to call it that, because you know, as a small business owner, there's not a lot of benefits that you get unless you give it to yourself. But that is one of the kind of things that I think really sets this program apart, is that I recently took up fishing, and I'm literally getting all this fishing equipment for free. I don't have to buy any of it, so I'm able to incorporate one of my hobbies into the business, which I think is super fun. And then I will also be able to kind of carve out a niche of fishing gear and then be the fishing person. I experienced that with reviewing a couple different bird houses and bird feeders. I became the bird lady. All the brands that had bird products were messaging me to review their bird feeder, and so I thought that that was super cool. And that was an example of how you can set yourself apart. If you're a parent, there's a good choice that you could be in the parenting niche. If you have small children, you know, you don't necessarily need to show them in the video. You could show the back of their head and show them playing with stuff. I think that that's a great way to compete. You can also do different tutorials. If you're like someone who's into lawn and garden like me, you can do gardening stuff, or you can do like tools if you're into home improvement. Any way that you can show the product being used is going to be so much better than most of the videos where the person is just holding something up and talking about it, because you want to see a use case of the product so you can see like, is this actually what I need? Is this going to do the thing that I need to do? And is this going to solve the problem that I have? So like I said, my first month I only made $27, and I was so excited about it. This past month I made $1,041, and then I think this month I'm probably going to be on track to make about $1,200 to $1,300. I haven't had a really big Q4 yet because I had just gotten started last year, so I'm curious to see how Q4 is going to go in terms of sales and stuff like that, because I have a lot of products that I think could be used as a gift. Now, as far as how things are going with YouTube, I am almost monetized. I've got to get a little bit more views, but then I should be monetized on that YouTube channel. So if you're wanting to work with brands, they do have to be able to find you. So I would recommend setting up like a link tree or something like that. I have a way to contact me in pretty much all of my YouTube videos. Everywhere that I'm at online, I put my link tree. That way they can find my email, they can reach out to me. And so that's how a lot of brands do reach out to me, is just directly via email. I'll be honest, I don't pay as much attention to the brands that reach out to me on like Instagram and TikTok, because I just don't have time to look at all of those DMs and sort through the people who are legitimate versus illegitimate. Even with email, sometimes it looks like spam, but these are real brands that are reaching out to you. Just a personal note that I do make brands pay 30% down before I am willing to take on the video. because I'm not about to upload content for them and them not have any skin in the game. So that's just my personal preference. There's a lot of people who say just go ahead and do it, but you know, for me personally, that's just something I do to ensure that the brand is serious about working with me. So as far as stolen content goes, I really haven't had a ton of issues with this. One of the brands that took my content was actually part of a Creator Connections campaign, and this really ticked me off because I had made a great quality video for their page and they had copied parts of it and put it in their brand video. I asked them to take it down via Creator Connections and they didn't respond at all. So I said, you know, I'm gonna have to file like a copyright claim. I went ahead and filed that, and within 12 days Amazon got back to me and told me that they had removed the video. The sad thing is that brand ruined their relationship with me for no reason. The Creator Connections campaign was performing well, like I was making commissions, they were making sales, so I did leave that video up, but of course I'm never going to want to work with them again. So there's just a lot of unprofessional things that go on in this business, so just trying to remain professional, polite, making sure that you return brands' emails and their messages in a timely manner is important. One of the things that I do is I always make sure to send a brand the link to the video once I have it published. That's just something that I've done since the very beginning. It only takes me a few seconds, and I have a little list of what I'm doing on my phone, so I can just erase that one once I've notified the brand. So that is something that you might want to think about, is how you're going to keep track of everything. I know that there is definitely a look on my face whenever I get like 10 packages in a day, because I'm just like, that's a lot of work. In the beginning I was so excited to get packages. I was like, oh my gosh, they sent me this, look at this, and I was like showing my boyfriend and I was like so excited. Now I'm like, he's like, you got like 10 packages, and I'm like, like why? I have to do all that work now. So there's a difference in the beginning versus like now, and now I'm being a lot more strategic. Like if I pick a product from Creator Connections, I have to actually really want it or need it for the house. I've gotten some shoes, some pants, some clothes. I'm honestly dressing a lot better since I started this business because I get so many free things, like free earrings, free face stuff, like free moisturizers, serums, all of that stuff I've been able to get for free. So just make sure that you're utilizing Creator Connections is a big thing. And then in terms of what I review now, just anything I can get my hands on. I don't try to overthink it. I'll try to make the videos as quickly as possible. Right now I'm just over 1,000 videos, so I just hit that milestone this week, so that was a huge accomplishment. I do want to make another video about that because, to be honest, it's just a whole thing, like how I got all these videos done so quickly, the amount of effort that it took, and I think people are greatly underestimating the amount of effort that this business takes. It sounds easy in theory, like okay, I just make videos of stuff around my house, but you quickly realize that in order to make good quality content, it does take time. I am editing my videos a lot less now, but I will say that I still think it's important to keep your videos snappy and keep them clean. That is one of the reasons why I feel like brands reach out to me to work with me, is because the quality of my content speaks for itself. So in terms of what you actually make when you sell products in different categories, I will put up the Amazon on-site commissions list right here, and you can see how much you make from each one. Basically, that tells you, like, if I review a TV, I'm not gonna make the same as if I reviewed a lawnmower or something of that nature. So just take that into consideration. Personally, I just try to review whatever I'm actually doing in my real life. Like for example, I dyed my hair. So I literally, whenever I was doing the hair dye, I just quickly got out a camera and did like a quick couple of shots while I was doing it, because I was already doing that thing, like it was already happening, so it didn't take much effort to go ahead and just record that process. And then I'm able to, you know, review the hair dye, I reviewed the developer, I think I reviewed the hair mask I used afterwards. So it's just 3 products that I'm able to get reviews for just from doing something that I would already normally be doing. So in terms of my earnings, most of it was coming from on-site, but now I would say Creator Connections is probably surpassing my on-site by just a little bit. I would say it's a 40-60 split right now, but I do think Creator Connections is probably going to eventually surpass my on-site unless something drastically changes. But for the most part, I'm happy with where I'm at with this program. It's done exactly what I thought it could do. I do think that I have a lot of potential for growth here. One of the bottlenecks has been time and just energy. If you're not in a good mood, it's really hard to film good videos. When I don't feel like it, I typically just film B-roll and then go back in with a voiceover on a day where I'm feeling better. So you don't have to not record. You can still record and then just turn down the volume and do voiceovers on days where you just don't feel like it. But I really do think that like your energy comes through on the screen. So if you're not like feeling well, the video doesn't turn out as well. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to sit down and film a lot of videos. You want to keep your energy up, you want to keep like yourself positive, and you want to be someone who is entertaining, at least to some degree, to watch. I think your level of success in this program definitely has a lot to do with the effort that you put in, your access level. If you've got, you know, friends and family family who will help you out. Like my mom let me review stuff at her house. Anything you can do to kind of set yourself apart, get more videos, review more interesting products. Obviously you want to review more high dollar products if you can. You go to a friend's house, you get a quick couple of shots of their TV, that's no big deal. Like that's an extra $40 or $50 a year if you're selling that only a couple times. And so I just want you guys to keep in mind that there's a lot of ways to do this. There's not just my way, there's not just one way. You can do it your way, and you will have to carve out your own path. With that being said, I think it's important to create a pitch, stick with your pitch, and just send it out to everyone that you can. Don't overthink that part of it. You're gonna get a lot of no's. You have to be okay with getting no's to run a business. So people say no to me more than they say yes, believe it or not. But I just keep going. And the people who say yes give me plenty of things to work on, plenty of stuff to do. Right now, I'm covered up with collabs for all of September and like half of October already. And so just being able to sort out what I want to do, what I need to do each week is kind of like its own thing with time management. But for this business, you just need to know that you need to keep going, keep uploading videos, don't overthink it. Make sure that you know your worth with the brands that you're communicating with. Make sure that you understand what it is that they're asking for. You meet the deliverables, and you also make money in the process. That's a big thing. We have to make money off of this, otherwise it's just going to take up all your time and energy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I definitely have more to speak on this, but in the meantime, I will catch y'all in the next one. Take care.